Joining us now from Irvine, California, Heather McDonald from the Manhattan Institute, who recently wrote a piece about Chicago. And I don't think, Heather, the police there in any way, shape, or form are capable of handling these kinds of demonstrations. Am I wrong?
Well, you're absolutely right, Bill. It's not that they're not capable, but they won't be allowed to handle them because now cops are operating under a very, very different environment than in the 60s. The 60s won, the forces of law and order lost, and now cops are worried all the time about being caught on video camera using force. It can be lawful force, but the public thinks anytime a police officer uses force, it must be unlawful and most often racist, even if it's a white journalist that's being restrained or a white rioter. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to be very honest. I am hoping that the pro-Hamas hysterics are feeling particularly disruptive. And if the public and in particular Democratic Jews didn't really understand what the world looks like today throughout the year we've had of pro-Hamas hysteria on college campuses, if Democratic Jews don't understand that their intersectional allies hate them, whether it's blacks or Muslims or queers, that they all are for dismembering Israel, maybe a big conflagration at the DNC will finally drive that point home.
See, I disagree with you. I don't want any violence there, and I don't want any chaos there. A peaceful demonstration would be okay with me, but I don't want anybody getting hurt, and the cops are going to get hurt. So the Chicago cops, and they're undermanned by about 20-25% now, they're going to get hurt. These people will hurt them, these protesters. And you're absolutely right. The rules of engagement are that they can't stop violent protests. They can't, by law, by Chicago law. They can't even chase them. So if a protester came up to you and threw a brick in your face, and the cops will have shields, but you can get hurt, you can't chase that person and arrest them in Chicago because this is a progressive city and state. Now, it'll be interesting to see if the far left governor, Pritzker, who Kamala was actually even considering as VP, will call out the National Guard, because everybody on earth knows the Chicago PD is not going to be able to control these people. Do you think he will?
He might, because these will not be officially race riots. You know, what we saw in Minneapolis with the George Floyd race riots is that Governor Tim Walz fatally hesitated after the mayor, Jacob Fry, had asked him to call out the National Guard. And Governor Walz, by his own admission, was grappling with the issue that, well, how do we restore order with the very forces of order that oppress Black people so much and are leading to this rioting?
It was all a bunch of gobbledygook. The guy waited for 2.5 days before he got that situation under control. People died, 500 million in damages just in Minneapolis. I mean, it was insane. But here's the problem for Kamala Harris. Let's make it personal. So she's coming into Chicago, and by the time she gets there, because she won't be there, like Trump stayed the whole week, she's not going to do that. We'll know the violent level of the situation. That'll be clearly established in the eyes of the world. So Harris is going to have to come in. If she condemns that, she's condemning the progressive wing of her party because they're behind all this stuff. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.